I brought my agent to my show at the main room.
Oh yeah, how'd it go?
I bought my dick off.
Farting in regular yoga class, fine. Farting in hot yoga is...
First of all, just want to touch on that. Not fine to fart in regular yoga class. Do you know how many shows I've done with people I didn't want to fucking see? I don't. A million?
All of my bridesmaids are wearing potato sacks. I don't give a fuck.
I wish I was worse when I drank, so I'd stop.
Boy, the dicks I've sucked for literally nothing. Oh, here we go again. Welcome to Slobs!
Oh, yeah.
This is so comfy. Can you see me if I'm this lean back?
Yes.
Great. I might get cozy at a few. The mic, yeah.
Oh, the mic? Yeah. All right. Welcome to Slobs. We're back and better than ever. And we have an incredible guest with us today, the hilarious Allie Macofsky. How are you?
Hi, ladies.
Hi.
Hi, my fellow women in comedy.
Yes,
well.
my comedy sisters.
Oh,
3 gals just talking about their lips. That's what this whole episode's going to be
what
about.
a dream.
That it is. It's pussies for days.
Pussies for smays. I know what I'm saying.
How are your hives? First of
I
all?
have now,
Hive check.
yeah, the last episode I had showed my photos of my ass hives. And now I have arm hives. They're we're coming in.
Have you always been a hives girl?
No, these are new. I have a virtual doctor's appointment next Monday.
How recently did you start getting hives?
When I went to Philadelphia, I'm blaming the city of Philadelphia. Yeah,
Knowing what I've heard of Philly, that doesn't surprise me.
I literally got off the plane, got to my hotel. I'm like, God, I feel kind of weird. And I got in the shower and I was head to toe hives.
Whoa.
I know. And that was like maybe 2 months ago now.
Oh, so this is a new thing.
Yeah, I've gotten them before, like sporadically, but this
Have
consistently.
they stayed this whole time?
Yeah. They go away. I'll take something, but I took a Benadryl. Benadryl should be illegal.
Why?
I've never felt that crazy in my life.
Oh, it's so fun.
It's fun. People can't be driving on this. You say people can't drink and drive. You can't Benadryl and drive.
I like
Benadryl
to
do anything.
I like to do like I guess I'll call it a Benadryl challenge to see how normal I can be while on Benadryl. I'll drive on Benadryl. I don't give a
No.
fuck. Yeah. I mean, I don't drink or do drugs, so I'm like, I'll get any kind of
You're going
any
to a
kind
job
of buzz
interview?
I can get. Yeah.
You're like, I didn't even apply to work here. I just walked in and demanded an interview.
Yeah, it only makes me crazy a few times, not always.
Okay.
But yeah, when it does make me crazy, I'm like, I got a good batch right here.
I think it's the fighting the sleep that makes you crazy.
Well, I did an extra strength because the hives were really bad, and I all of a sudden I was like out for dinner with my parents, and I was like. And they're like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, you." And they're like, "What the fuck?" Like, I was bad. I'm also I drink and do drugs, so I shouldn't have been that reactive to it.
Yeah, you're just not.
I also had a margarita with it. That probably didn't help.
Well, yeah, no. And I did crush it up and put it in the margarita.
Yeah,
instead of
I was
just
in the
taking
marg and I sucked it back while I was also eating a bunch of nachos and tacos. But still,
Did it work on your hives?
It did.
It helped?
But then they came back later that day.
As soon as you woke up.
Yeah, literally. I literally slept for 3 hours. I'm like, "Hey, mom and dad, thanks for coming to visit me in LA. Good night."
And there's no idea what these are. It's not like, is it a weather change maybe?
I
raining
think
a
it
lot?
could be stress.
Yeah, I mean, you're doing, I don't know how you do the amount of things you do and not.
We're getting people to take it. We're trying. We're trying. I stress myself out for
And
no
I think,
reason.
yeah, I was going to say, you also, without anything going on, I feel like can create a lot of stress for
I'm
yourself.
always stressed.
Yeah.
And then so I thought I had a stalker. Someone stole my keys. So then last night, this is where the ass hives came from. Last night, my neighbors came over to talk to me because I have a Ring camera now, and their car got broken into, and at like 4 a.m, but they just took like their mirrors. And from the inside and the outside, and they're like windshield wipers. And the way the guy was asking me about it, I was like, he's like, "So how does that Ring camera work?" And I was like, "Did you steal my keys?" Like it was like, "So how much did you pay for that Ring camera?" And all these weird questions, and I was like, and then I went back in the house and I got in the shower.
Like,
and I
how
was
much
like,
can I get for it when I rip it off of your door?
I know. And I was also like, what? I think I told him too much. And then I got like then that stressed me out. And I'm like, I'm adding stress for no reason.
Yeah.
You're like,
I
it's
don't
cheaper
like
than
that.
the 3 guns I bought, if that's what you're
I know.
asking.
I should have said something like that.
I have a fake, I bought one of those, like, not a Ring camera, but just kind of, it was initially for me to spy on my dog. I bought like a little house, camera to spy on my dog. And then I was getting so bad. I was watching it way too much. Like I would be driving and like checking the live feed. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to crash my car watching this. And then after like they trick you. They're like, oh, it's only like $12 for this nice camera. after like a month of services, they're like, oh, if you want to keep watching, you have to pay. They like hold you hostage. They're like, yeah, you like that live feed? Only pay $30 a month to keep it going. And I'm like, fuck. So now I just have this fake camera looking out my window. But it's not connected to anything. It's just, it makes
just
people
there.
a little
It
nervous.
just makes them go,
yeah.
oh, because it could be.
It could be.
I don't know.
I think
Yeah.
that's probably enough of a deterrent for most people. And anyone it's not, like a real camera wouldn't be either. They're just a fucking crazy
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
But it sucks that like that's a normal thing now, that it's like, you should just get a camera. You should just not steal
No.
people's shit.
Yeah.
My dad has these hilarious. I don't think he has any more, but he could buy these really funny fake ones. You know those ones that you see on the side of a bank, like that black ball
yeah.
thing? Yeah, it has a red light that flashes. It's attached to nothing. And he just sticks it on the side of the house. He's like, yeah, they know. No, it's so obvious.
But then it's annoying because you have this up to deter people, but then if something were to happen, then you're the one who's fucked because you don't have footage of it.
Yeah.
Like there was one guy in my apartment building. There's a lot of sketchy stuff that goes on my street, but there
We're
was
in the same
one time-
neighborhood.
Yeah, we're in the
Yeah.
same neighborhood.
It's a touch and go neighborhood.
Yeah, it's
I
a little
mostly go.
dicey. But there's a lot of incidents on my street, and one time there's this one guy. This is kind of a long story. I'm going to try and keep it short. One day, unrelated incident, first time I encounter this guy, my neighbor is outside yelling at this man. So I have a neighbor in my apartment building. He's yelling at this man who I've never seen before. And he's like, you need to get the fuck out of this apartment building. I've never seen you. I've lived here 20 years of my life. You're not the maintenance man. You don't like live here. I have people who will come here and take care of you. Like, get out of here unless you want me to like call my friends who will take care of this for me. The guy leaves. I remembered it because it was so intense, and also they were dropping the N-word, and neither of them are black.
Oh, okay. Well,
and so
that's alarming.
it stands out. Stands out. You remember those
To
faces.
ever do that?
Seems bad.
So I remembered it, noted it, and then one day I'm walking my dog. I'm walking him into my apartment, and I see this guy jumping over the fence from one apartment to the other in the back. He's jumping over the fence, and I'm like, I'm going to pretend I did not see that, and I'm going to quickly walk into my home and shut the
Bolt
door
the
and lock
lock.
it. And so I just like scurry into my house, and I lock the door and I shut it. But I'm nosy. I got to see what this guy's up to, so I'm looking through the windows trying to see where he went. I'm like, did he just like go to another apartment building? Is he like trying to break in? So I'm peeking out my window. I don't see him. And so then I go to my bathroom window and I'm peeking out and I'm looking to where he had jumped over the fence. And all of a sudden I turn my attention forward. He's literally at the bottom just staring up at me.
No!
Yes.
I would shit my pants.
And I'm like, now I need to pay this $30 a month.
Oh, yeah, you need to pay.
The
And I
camera
was like-
company sent that guy in. They're like, no, we're getting her to subscribe. That's what they do. They track you down. Like, send in the fake robber. That'll get her.
I was like, get the fuck away.
You yelled it out?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
It was like the first thing that came. You always wonder what you're going to be like. I'm like, am I going to be a fighter or a flighter?
fighter.
And I was just like, get the fuck away. And then I called the cops, showed up an hour later.
Oh, they don't
That's
give a
good, no.
fucking rat
Yeah.
stick.
The cops give it enough time that they will have a dead body to report.
Yeah.
Yes. And also it was like it wasn't a high emergency. Like I understand that's not a priority call.
still.
But they're like, we just got the call right now. And I'm like, no, you didn't.
And you're like, I know when I made the call.
Yeah.
I know when it went through.
Yeah.
You did not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I just saw a hilarious TikTok yesterday. I love bringing up TikTok.
Oh, I love TikTok.
Of a guy who went to surprise his family over the holidays, and he went at like 5 a.m, like a weird time, and his grandma opened the door holding a gun. I'm like, that's the funny. He's like, it's me, and she opens it. She's like, oh my god, I almost killed you. And I'm like, it's the fun, like full guns in the video too, which is very alarming that TikTok allows that to play.
the TikTok hasn't taken it down.
I can't say vagina, but you can hold a full fucking revolver on TikTok. Okay. But yeah, it was wild.
I have like I have TikTok. I don't know what the word would be, but in my opinion, and I know that it's not accurate and not true, but in my opinion, any video on TikTok is staged. As soon as you said that, I'm like, not real. Grandma knew holding the gun. It's a bit. I'm like everything's fake.
It's all
Because a
fake.
lot is.
A lot is very fake.
That's the problem. A lot of those like prank things, a lot of those like setup things. like,
Getting
it's-
my boyfriend, and they're like,
Yeah.
taped their lips back.
Oh yeah,
or
or the
whatever.
one where
Like,
there's a girl, they put saran wrap and she walks and it's like perfect makeup face in the saran wrap. I'm like, you planned that.
Yeah.
It's 1 in
she
the
had
afternoon.
to put on extra makeup for it to stay there.
Literally, there's no way your normal makeup would stay fully on a piece of saran wrap.
Yeah, I think that with all of them. I also don't get on it enough that it's, I mean, all my friends who use it regularly, they're like, the algorithm's got me nailed. And it does not. And I get the weirdest shit. It's just.
It's still trying to figure you out.
You're not on
and
it
I'll
enough.
never let it.
Yeah, you're not on.
I know you
TikTok
send me
enough.
messages sometimes and I see them days later.
Yeah.
And it's just honestly, I'm already so unwell with the rest of social media that I try to post and ghost there because I'm like, well, I already didn't catch the wave of when it came out and like doing it during pandemic. So I just am like, here's a video, I'll go away. Hopefully someone follows me. It's because it's so easy to get sucked in.
Yeah, I sucked in. I was sucked in real late last night. And then I feel like I'm going to try the New Year's resolution thing where you don't look at your phone before you go to bed or in the morning when you wake up because I was up last night till 2:45 for no reason. I lied in bed at 10:30. I was so tired. And I started watching some stupid TikTok videos. And all of a sudden I was like, and I was like trying to write, I'm doing the 51st joke show.
Oh,
nice.
Yes.
I'm trying to write a joke for it. If I made a joke about the Windsor Detroit border, no one knows what that is, do they? God damn it, I had such a funny joke. Now I got nothing for tomorrow.
I mean, maybe if you give it a little context.
No,
it's just
I
a
was going to say
border.
my pussy's like Detroit, my asshole's like Windsor. It's like so close, but my pussy's so gross and my asshole's actually kind of nice and quaint and like clean. And you're like, oh my God, people are
crushed
yeah.
in those cities. You take
It
that to
would.
Windsor, you're gonna level the room.
I feel
I
like you
would.
could just change it to like American states, like
The San Diego Tijuana border.
Is that
But then are people gonna
one?
go,
No,
yeah,
that's
racist?
mean. Yeah.
I mean,
It's
I've
the
been to
border of
both.
Hollywood and West Hollywood. West Hollywood and Beverly Hills.
Yeah, I was like,
I'm trying to punch it up.
it's
make
just
it okay.
funnier
Yeah.
being a Canadian asshole, and it's over now.
There's no such thing as a Canadian
because
asshole.
then you can add tags saying your butthole when you fart. It says A.
Okay.
I don't know. You could do like corny
Sorry.
little. Sorry.
That's what your fart
Sorry.
sounds like.
But then your
Sorry.
pussy's like, hey,
Hey,
hey.
houses used to cost $2.
You need a Lucy?
We used to make cars here. That made me want a Lucy. I quit smoking my vape.
How many are you like at the New Year? How many days in are you?
Yeah, I haven't smoked my. Well, I did smoke a
days?
cigarette on New Year's.
5.
Did smoke a cigarette, a full cigarette on New Year's, so it doesn't really count. But I did. The vape's gone. I threw it out on December 16th. It's been gone since the 16th.
You threw
Wow.
it out.
I finished. It
You
was
think
done.
maybe-
No, it was done.
How did you? I can't.
I'll tell you what. You know why? I know how. Severe lung pain. Holy hell! I was getting like really sharp, bad pains, and I was like, "Something's wrong. This
Yeah.
is not. This is not good."
This is not how I should feel. You don't
No.
get that at all, though?
No, I'll get scared. Like I just saw on TikTok a video of this guy, and I'll make any excuse to differentiate me from the person.
Oh, of course. It will never happen to me.
This
Yeah.
guy's lung collapsed from vaping.
ha ha ha.
His he was in the hospital. He had to get surgery, yada yada. And then I'm reading the comments. I'm reading the comments for like which brand it was. I'm like, it probably wasn't the actual Juul. It was probably some weird mod vape, whatever. And it was. So I'm like, it wasn't the Juul. Juul strikes again as a win.
Okay.
And then I'm like, and he's a guy, and like, I don't know his medical history. So I'm still rocking with the vape, but I do need something bad to happen for me to stop. But I'm sure I'll make an excuse when that time comes.
But no, that was probably something
yeah.
else.
Well,
That
because
was the
anytime I'm
win.
sick and I'm like, this would be a good time to stop, I'm like, yeah, but if I stop, then I'll get more sick.
Yeah.
What, like a withdrawal?
Yeah, you'll start coughing. Because I quit once. I only quit one time for like 3 months,
That's still good though.
which was a big
Good.
deal.
Yeah.
I've been a vape fiend for years. So
Damn.
I can't believe you never had a lung thing. Because I've only been doing it for like maybe a year, the vaping. Less than
oh
a year, I
yeah,
think.
no, I'm like so.
Do you think your hives are vape withdrawal hives? Your body's like, I need that.
No, I was still vaping in Philly.
Oh.
Yeah, but this was like, it was a pain that I was like, do I need to go to the hospital pain? Like it was
Yeah.
so
That's
fun. It was bad. It was
Good
really
for
bad.
you.
Oh,
for-
your lungs.
Yeah, lungs. And I was like, I don't like lung pain.
I
Yeah.
never
Again,
got
I
into
did
it.
smoke a full cigarette on New Year's Eve, so let's not
That's
act
fine.
like.
It's a celebration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
loud.
Trash in your lungs. It's the new year.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, now that I'm not drinking too, it's very hard to just drop everything at once.
Are you not
Yeah.
drinking at all?
I'm not drinking till Valentine's Day.
Oh. So
Why?
you're going to black out and shit your pants on Valentine's
Because
Day?
I gained 10 pounds.
from drinking?
from the overeating and the drinking over the holidays, yeah.
Yeah. I think everyone gains a little during the holidays. It's
What's your
Yeah.
guilty like food? Like what food is your weakness that you'll just binge on?
cheese? all
Just
day.
cheese, or
Yeah,
is
just-
there
like
like
a
a
grilled
meal?
cheese
Okay, grilled
sandwich?
cheese sandwich.
Do you mean over the holidays or in general?
Kind of in general, like what's your weakness, your kryptonite? Something that you could eat like tubs of and be.
I'm about to
stoked
start
about.
listing.
I'm
also
going to say
pizza,
like
Yeah.
just
full bags of chips. I can't open a bag of chips and have 2 or 3. I'll suck back a French onion dip and an entire bag of Ruffles,
yeah.
all dressed
Ruffles
Canadian
with French
chip.
onion? The best.
Even the caramelized French onion dip from Trader Joe's right now.
Oh,
Oh
man.
my God,
I
it's
love
good.
a chip and dip. That's why
I love a chip and dip.
Super Bowl, one of my favorite gatherings to go to because you know that you gotta have chips and dip.
Yeah. And there's always a plethora of dips.
And there's always a new dip. There's always a new crazy fucking this year in. When you've seen those dips where people make them there, like those huge, like a football field. and they have
yeah.
I get
You know, the
into
7-layer
those.
dip.
7-layer dip.
Yeah,
the buffalo
yeah.
chicken.
Buffalo chicken dip is. You don't like the buffalo chicken?
Dude, I'll eat that raw with
That's
a
a
spoon.
good. Oh yeah.
I'll just stand there at the party funneling.
Also,
buffalo
Trader
chicken.
Joe's does have a good buffalo chicken. I work for Trader Joe's. They have a good.
She is Trader Joe.
I like a something that I grew up eating is like just a simple ranch dip that you make at home.
Out of
like
the
you get the
packaging
tub
in
of
the sour cream? Yes.
you put it in.
Yes.
You gotta leave it overnight or else it's not gonna taste as good.
Whoa.
It tastes so much better if you just leave it overnight. If you have the willpower
That's
to just
strength.
leave it,
Leave
it will
ranch.
be so much better than you could have ever imagined.
That's the same thing with the tub of sour cream. Is Lipton?
We did a French onion.
Yeah, it's a French onion soup
Yeah.
mix right in the sour cream. Mix that in the whole thing. That's
a French
fucking,
onion
It's
dip.
the best.
Yeah,
It's the
and
best
my
one in the
mom
world.
would act like she was fucking Gordon Ramsay. I made the French onion dip. You put a packet of dust into a container of sour
Guess
cream.
what?
You
Tastes
stir.
better than anything Gordon Ramsay's ever
Yeah.
fucking made in his
No.
goddamn life.
I want that as my last meal. It's so
Chips
good.
and dip.
Yeah.
I can
Damn
feel
it.
my
That's a
fat
good one.
sitting over my jeans right now while I'm saying this. It's
Chips
really.
and dip.
I have a problem over the holidays with Christmas bakes, like
What's that?
squares. So this Christmas I went nuts on this one called Hello Dolly. So it's a graham cracker bottom crust,
Oh.
and then it's chocolate chips, coconut, and then condensed milk, and that hardens into a perfect exact bar.
You love a square. What are
I
those
love a
things
square.
that you introduced me to in Canada? The
Nanaimo bars?
Nanaimo bars?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you love layered dessert
Yeah,
square.
I like sugar into my veins. I ate a whole fucking. I made them for Zach's family. The fucking Hello Dollies. My mom brought me some from Canada. She brought me a whole tin. Gone in 2 days.
Yeah, I can't have just a little of like sweet things. If it's something I like.
Have you ever eaten like? Can you do this where you actually open a bag of chips or a chocolate bar and you put it aside and you save it for later?
I've gotten better at the chips. The chips I can. If there's a dip though in front of me,
I'll finish the dip.
it's not
That's
that
how
I'll,
I know when to stop the chip.
It's not that I'll finish it, but I will be so ill from eating it, where it's almost like it becomes repulsive. I've eaten.
You have
so
to
much.
make yourself
Yeah.
literally sick of it.
Yeah. But I'm not a sweets person as much. Like I'll be stoked about getting a little sweetness from like a square thing.
But then you're done.
But I'm more of like a savory, rich, like a mac and cheese.
yeah.
Like
Oh,
that. I can
good,
eat
like-
any form, any kind,
Stouffer's.
any cheese. Stouffer's is so good.
Jeez, this does not help my diet at
Yeah,
all.
no.
This is, I'm
Yeah, I
dying.
envy the
But-
people who are like either a sweet or a savory, and I'm like, if it tastes good, I want it. I don't know what to
Yeah.
tell you. Just
Yeah,
put it in my
yeah.
face. I like chocolate covered pretzels. It's both, you know.
I used to think, you know, those like yogurt covered pretzels. It's like the
thought they were
white.
Yeah.
We thought me and my family grew up like on a road trip. We'd eat like a whole bag to ourselves, and we're like, it's healthy. It's pretzels and yogurt.
Oh yeah, I was
it's
like
it's just sugar. It's
Yeah.
it's
sugar and bread.
Yeah,
It's whatever you put on top of it. It's icing.
It's
It is
icing.
it's icing.
It's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yogurt. Yeah, no, I
They
was
need
the
to
same.
get sued for calling it yogurt.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
It's full
So
icing.
good though.
Yeah, no, I literally
so
would eat those
fucking
things. Might as well be a salad. Like I
Yeah.
literally thought the same thing. I'm like,
Might as well
I
be
looked
as well.
down on my family members who were eating other snacks. Like, you guys don't get it. I'm a fucking.
Do you guys like salads?
You got me on the Harvest Bowl
Harvest-
from Sweet Green.
Yeah.
I ate one last night. I'm fucking obsessed with it. I have a problem with it now.
That's my thing is like, I'm not like a salad person in general, but when I find one I do like, I go psychotic over it.
Yeah.
Because I know I don't like salad. So I'm like, well, here's something that's relatively healthy that I can eat all the time. And then I eat it to death and then
Yeah.
I hate it.
Because I grew up eating salads, which sounds really healthy, but like the salads my mom would make would be like the iceberg
Cob.
lettuce. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
just
yeah.
clear lettuce.
That's not
It's
good
good
for
for
you.
lettuce.
God, yeah,
Then
yeah.
we would put in salami. We'd cut up salami. We'd throw it in, cut in some turkey, throw it in, add avocado, throw it in,
Put
add
in a whole
nuts,
slice
throw
of
it in.
bread.
And then a
Caesar
giant
dressing?
thing of no, we'd put in a giant thing of just shredded cheese in there.
yeah,
some bacon bits, salad supreme, and then I would mix. I would mix Italian dressing and ranch dressing.
Oh my God.
Whoa.
And it's
Next level.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
a
but that's the
nasty
kind of salad. That's the like
I'm literally
know,
Midwest
me too. I
mom
have
is
so
like,
much spit in my
you know,
mouth.
like pants
God.
hiked up to here, like I've been eating salad,
Yeah,
trying
yeah.
to watch my
It's
figure. and
potato
like,
salad and coleslaw.
Yeah, that's a
I
whole
fuck
sausage.
with coleslaw.
Dude,
I love coleslaw.
you love coleslaw?
Yeah.
Is it? I never got into coleslaw.
I like the creamy
It's-
coleslaw. I like the.
Is it? Do you like it's like a
vinegary
little
coleslaw.
sweet?
I like everything.
Do you put it on things?
Oh, I just plain the bags of fucking coleslaw, toss in a bowl, put in some mayo, put in a little mustard, a little bit of vinegar, salt, and pep.
Well, actually, you know where I have been using coleslaw? I use the mix, but I don't toss in like mayonnaise and stuff. I've been doing these. It's really fucking lame, but if you're eating healthy, it's a really good meal among your horseshit meals. But I'll cook ground turkey and cauliflower rice, and then I add the coleslaw mix. But then I have this sugar-free like ginger orange marinade, and it's like a
This sounds like
I
hell.
love a ginger. I love a ginger
egg roll
flavor.
in a bowl. It doesn't have the ginger kick.
okay.
I don't
Okay.
like
It's got
the
like a-
cauliflower rice. I can't do it. It never comes out good.
No, I do less of it than like I should because I'm trying to count macros and carbs.
Whoa.
But it sucks.
Yeah.
Just have regular rice. It's
Yeah.
fine. Why am I still doing it? But it's because I bought it in a Costco-sized bag.
No, and then it goes
Because like, I'm
bad
gonna
in
eat this
fucking
every day. It's
one
my new
day.
life. It's my new personality. No, it's not.
We got to go to a quick break here.
Yeah, and
Just
then-
a quick little wispy woo.
And we'll be back.
And here we are.
We're back. We did it. We made it.
That was such a nice break.
We did a lot of crazy stuff over the break.
It was so great. You guys don't even know. You thought the salad stuff was fun. You should have been here for the break.
Look, I really want to dive into the slob of the week, and I'm not gonna go crazy on it. We all know that I love the slob of the week. I really do. But this one, so if you haven't watched, there is a documentary out on Crystalia. It's called The Problem with Crystalia. And I very vocally talk about him on
All the
this
time.
I talk about him all the time. I talk about him on the podcast. I talk about my podcast. I talk about him on stage. I'm talking about him a lot because, again, I know someone personally. Also, I believe the 500 women that came forward.
It's like that's even if you thought one person was lying, it's 500 people.
It's crazy.
That's who? Never mind. I'm just
So look,
who has
so
that
this
kind of
is
time.
This is the thing. So I'm just gonna like look. There's a lot of us here that are kind of vocal. No, I'm not saying whatever. I'm just saying okay. So I just shared I'll tell you what now. The documentary is very good. It's very well done.
Yeah.
I think it's a little corny.
Oh, it's corny as
very,
hell,
like,
but it's-
there's Shutterstock images of like
Oh,
comedy.
yeah,
like,
yeah,
it's,
yeah.
You know, it's corny. Kyle did a great job, but he is a comedian first and
Yes.
not a
And you can tell
documentary maker.
some of the cuts.
Oh, some of the cuts are hilarious, and
not
I will
Michael
say.
Moore.
No. And also the Shutterstock stuff actually made me laugh out loud.
Yeah, it's very
I was like, actually,
silly.
it was very silly. I thought
Yeah.
it was supposed to be funny.
Yeah.
Was it not?
I don't know. I couldn't tell.
Okay, because I actually was like laughing hysterically when it would go like the cityscape. I would be
Yeah.
like, this is comical right now.
Yeah.
So I just shared it in my stories. Because again, if I'm going to talk about him, I'm going to share this documentary out on him.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say this person's name. I'm not going to say her name. But I will say I got DM'd by a woman.
A
And this
random
is
woman.
A woman who follows me, a follower.
Okay.
I love you, but it takes two to tango. The victims, in brackets.
In quotes. Oh my God.
Were lying as well. He has a wife and a son right now, and he said in his podcast, he messed up back when he was in his worst. I cannot forgive him completely, but I understand. And I was like, I can leave this. I'm not going to leave it.
It's so crazy that you reply to people.
Because when it comes to this situation, I have to reply because I'm like, here's the thing. We are comedians. We are in this world.
Yeah.
We know what's going on.
Yeah.
We are talking to his friends who have admitted to him doing things. We know people who used to work at the store who would bring in children to sit in different areas because they didn't have fucking IDs. We know this happened. This is not something that I'm not talking about like something there's no fucking
You're not like
proof for.
making it up.
This
Yeah,
is crazy.
Yeah, you're not starting a rumor.
I'm not starting a fucking rumor. This is so I was like,
You're talking about something that's being talked about.
that's being talked about and he's being charged for. There
Yeah.
are allegations. Go on Reddit, read the thing. I'm not like, I wish I looked young and this happened to me so I could be like on the front lines. Like, look, I'm too bad. I've looked like my mom since I was 12.
Yeah.
On the last episode, I talked about how I used my mom's ID, fake ID when I was a kid. I'm like,
She used her mom's ID as a fake
45.
ID.
I
Oh
was
my
like,
God.
why? It worked all the time. I was like, the girls he was talking to were 15 years old. He used his power to manipulate them. I am personally friends with one of the victims, and she was 17 at the time. If a celebrity DM me at 17, I'd be 1,000%. I would 1,000% respond. I was young and impressionable girl, and if someone had a crush on me, if someone I had a crush on invited me to their show while I was this young, I would have gone. I'm around comedians all day long, and no, he hasn't changed his ways. Did you watch the documentary? She writes, I have seen it, which every girl lied about her age to get an older guy. I was never into, no, I have seen it, not the thing. Doesn't mean someone has daddy issues. It doesn't make sense. Yes, I did. Everything can be fabricated. I'm an avid reader. Remember, I like to read, not watch. And I was like, well, why follow me on Instagram? I'm all act outs.
Yeah.
You're not reading
I'm
my
an
jokes.
avid. It's also like, sorry, do you think because I post videos, I don't know how to read? Do you
Also,
like? What do you?
Did she not read the court documents?
That's again. Then apparently she didn't read them. I go, well,
seems like you're not.
I'm like, again, I know a girl personally. I saw the texts. I know she wasn't lying. Text can be photoshopped. And then I'm like, I literally was like, I can't do this anymore. And I was like, and then I'm 38. Back in the day, women were married at 14. I understand we had changed, but we're still chasing celebrities for the gram. I get when a 14-year-old meets a 50-year-old online, which I feel is parents' fault. Now it's the parents' fault. But
Yeah.
when can we
That's
blame a person to know they have the real? Okay, it gets crazy here.
I mean, it sounds like a crazy person.
And I think she pretty much says all the women were lying. And I was like, I actually can't do this. She's like, I did see it, the hype, everything can be fabricated. And then I was like, I can't. I blocked her. I was like, why am I doing this? Why am I getting into this whole argument? This is crazy.
Yeah, of course things can be fabricated, but like fabrication also implies that it came from somewhere. And the fucking audacity to use the phrase "it takes two to tango" when it's about sexual assault and being a predator is like that's not tango.
And there's too many women. There's too many.
And the whole problem with this, and I can see where she's coming from as someone who it seems like she's obviously a big fan of
Yes,
his.
and I understand.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so I can understand you want to believe the best in this person.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
she's just
And you grew
really
up watching them. And yes. And you listen. I know, like, I think she mentioned she listened to his podcast and like heard the apology. And like, when people listen to our podcast, like if
you look at us like
and you get to know them.
a
Sorry,
person you
interrupting,
watch,
but yeah,
and you create an idea of who they are in your head.
Yeah, sorry, I
Yes.
interrupted. Yes.
And so I can see where she's coming from. She feels like these people are attacking him because I reposted the video of the documentary as well, and a few people commented certain things. But it's just these people who really want him to not be who he is. And the problem is that his character, the fans, how they see him as one version of him, and they don't know that other side. So to them, this has to be lies because they know him in this very specific way. And it's, I can imagine it as a fan of someone to see these things. It hurts you. You're bummed. You don't want to see them.
No, and you've invested time and energy. You've probably told people about
You've
you got
bought
to check this
merch.
out.
You've spent money on shows and merch.
So
and
it brings your own ego into it because you don't want to believe that you have supported someone like that. You're like, I wouldn't support someone who does that. That can't be right. And by the way, like, the ego is a thing that you can't fully control. So it's like trying to do a job of being like, you're not a bad person. You're okay. Everything's fine. Yeah. So then people will just try to make up excuses of why this and why that. And it can't possibly be that.
And it also adds to her point of these people, the quote unquote victims. I get that it sounds extreme calling them victims because the problem with Crystalia is that he was targeting his fans. He wasn't finding random women who didn't know who he was. He was reaching out, and I know it wasn't all young it wasn't all underage women. There were women of age.
Oh, there was,
and I don't think
were
18.
And I'm not saying you can't be a whore and you can't cheat. Like, that's not up to me. That's I can judge you from my own, quiet corner and say like, oh, I noticed that he's bringing around a lot of girls. The problem is that there were underage girls for a fact,
Yes.
100%, without a doubt. It might not have been 500 underage girls, but in those many numbers, a few of them were underage.
Yeah.
And they were his fans, so they didn't want to let him down. If your hero, your idol, someone you love reaches out to you asking how old you are, and you tell them, 17, and they're like, well, when do you turn 18? You're not going to want to let them down.
Yeah.
They've given you so much in terms of laughter and humor and joy. You don't want to say, like, you don't want to be like the buzzkill of your heroes. Whatever. And so it's just shitty because these girls don't want to come forward. It took so long for people to come forward,
Yes.
It took so long, and it's just like, I get that you're disappointed and you're sad and you're upset about this hero of yours, but also you have to understand that it's also a bummer for the women who were involved in him with him, because they weren't using him for clout. They really liked him. They thought he likes them.
They thought there was a thing there.
Yeah.
They were like, it's a dream come
It's a
true.
And I'm sure there also
everyone.
was. I'm sure, I'm sure he did like these girls, and it wasn't like.
Well, he liked something about him, or he
Yeah.
liked the idea of having all these women like him, as you
Yes.
can see in the documentary.
Yes.
But the shitty thing about, this happens across all industries, and it's always shitty. The shitty thing about it when it's someone in celebrity is that a woman now can't just share her story and be like, something bad happened to me, I was taken advantage of, without someone going, oh, clout chaser.
Yeah.
And no one.
Yeah, I got assaulted for clout. I was preyed upon because I wanted people. No one wants to be
And the
known
thing
as
is,
the girl who X happened
You're
to.
going to put yourself in a more vulnerable position with someone you think you know and someone you respect and someone you look up to. You're going to put yourself in a more vulnerable position because you're like, I already kind of know him. He wouldn't do anything bad.
Yeah.
And also, women and whoever is in a position where they're like assaulted or they feel, a type of way about this interaction, no one wants to come forward, first of all. It's not like, ooh, today's the day that I bring this person down. No one, I'm sure there are people who do get excited about that. I don't think the majority does. But I think in general, the reason people came forward at a certain time was because Crystalia was at his highest, and that's the only time that these stories get any traction. I'm sure there's plenty of people at open mic comics doing the exact same shit, being creepy, but no one knows who they are. I can't write a story saying, oh, this guy at this Sabori Cultura open mic. We don't know who the fuck that is. We're not doing anything about it.
And so no one's running that story. No one's giving you a heads up. But also, it's important because when someone has more power than ever and they're just getting seemingly worse and worse with their behavior, it's like, yes, someone should say something, because it seems like there's no end in sight to what is going on.
And also the thing, why this documentary's coming back and stuff, apparently the behavior hasn't stopped. And it's like, and as much as I always go off on D'Elia, he really needs help.
Yeah.
He desperately needs help. The man needs, I'm sure he had shit happen in his childhood. I'm not saying whatever, but he needs fucking serious help.
Yeah, and also, yes, I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. I feel like more extreme feminists or whoever would be like, I don't even know why you would do this. But when I saw the apology video, knowing that those stories were factual and seeing the apology, I was like, you know what? Maybe he is getting better. And I support that.
I always choose to believe if someone's going to say...
and admit it that some of these,
The problem with the apology is he didn't fully admit to all of the allegations, probably because if it was going to court, he wouldn't want to admit guilt. So whatever. But he did a half-assed job of admitting his flaws.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what? I'll give him a shot. I don't. Someone DM'd me when I posted the video, being like, "Oh, you're just gonna turn on a fellow comic? Like, why would you attack, one of your own or something?"
So stop acting like we're in the army together.
Yeah. What do you
thought you're turning on one of your own? This isn't the fucking revolution. What are you doing?
Not posting a video of other people's stories isn't attacking. I don't want anyone. I don't want Chris. I don't know if he would. I don't know his vibe, but like I wouldn't want him to like, kill himself. I don't want anyone to like feel attacked, but I'm
No.
like, just you need to step away.
You need to step away.
get
You're not
help.
doing shows.
Focus
Don't-
on your
yes,
family. This
don't do a
woman's talking about his
fucking
kids
tour
and
right
his
now.
family. Focus on that.
That's what you should be doing. That's what you should have
Focus
done
on that.
this entire time. Gone to
and-
get serious help. Gone literally into
A program.
full program.
Yes.
Yeah.
I guess they were saying that he was just in rehab for these issues, and I'm like, then just
Stay there fully.
Get help.
They're not dealt with. It's just
Yeah, go to like a 12-step program where you have a fucking sponsor you can call when you're like
it's also like people who are in these
jonesing
like
to
people,
hit on a lady.
also
I don't
people
know.
in AA, they're in AA forever. That's it now.
Yeah.
You go to AA, like people who
A
are
lot of
like,
people,
maintenance.
Yes,
and like
that's
there's,
it.
yeah, no, it's exactly like people can get sober from an addiction
Yes.
by themselves and be fine and never need a program. There's people who go to the program and then can stop. There's people who go to the program, think they can stop, then realize they can't stop. But it's like, yeah, it's okay to be like, maybe I need constant checking in with other people who are like.
It's also so this is okay. So there's a thing that happened in Canada. I'm sure I've talked about this before. This comedian Trix, who this is public record. There's a Vice article on it.
Okay.
He.
Oh no.
It's not. It's okay. It's funny because it happened in Canada. A good buddy of mine, Pat Bircher, posted on this Toronto stand-up community like 7 years ago, going, "Hey, did Trix promise anybody else an Xbox in exchange for feet pics?" It blows up. It blows up. It goes across Canada. I'm talking British Columbia to fucking Prince Edward Island, the island at the end of the other side of Canada.
That's so funny.
All male comedians, all like pretty buff white guys. So Trix would say, "I give you stage time. I'll give you cash. I'll give you whatever it was." So about 60 guys came forward. And he'd have them do over Skype. He'd have them do photos. He'd have them come do it live. And this whole thing blew up. And then Trix finally was like, "Oh yeah," he finally like admitted to it because people were like, "Hello," like everyone came together.
gonna
Like, what the
pretend that this
fuck
isn't
is going
happening?
on? And of course, because it was men, people kind of laughed at it more, and it wasn't like taking that seriously. If it was women, everyone would be like, "What the fuck?" But it was like his reaction video was like, "Okay, yeah, everyone's coming at me because I have a fucking foot fetish." Nobody gives a fuck that you have a foot fetish. Everybody has a fetish. Everybody has a weird
Did
little
they
kink.
get the Xbox?
The thing is, you lied. You manipulated with your power because he was a headliner in Canada. He used his power to tell all these younger open mic and newer comics that he'd get them all this fucking shit. It's not the fucking fact that you like jerking off the feet. Go ahead. Go fucking. You should be like, "Hey, I'll give you $50 for your feet." But like, don't. It's the manipulation is where I get worked up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's where I'm getting worked up over
Oh yeah,
the
the
deleting
thing you're
thing
into,
too.
by the way.
Yes.
But also, like, there's a big difference in trying to like get pictures of high schoolers naked versus feet.
Yes.
But like, yeah, especially if the thing you're into is like legal. But like, just hold up your end of the bargain.
That's all. That's literally. It's just like. It's just also. It's just using your. It's the using your power.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what
or
it is.
even just like the dangling of any type of carrot. This even goes down to something like as small as just the regular occurrence within our culture of men to pretend they want a relationship in pursuit of sex. Just be like, "Hey, I definitely don't want a relationship. Before we hook up, I don't want you to think it's going there." Because
Yeah.
it's like the.
And I've had guys.
And that's way different than what we're talking about.
No,
I don't want
but-
someone to fucking reduce this to like, actually, I fucking whatever.
No.
But it's like, yeah, I don't know. Be honest.
Yeah, I've had guys literally like that's why honest to God, I get mad at. Well, I was mad at Tinder when I was on it, but like when guys are like not here for a relationship, looking to hook up, I'm like, yeah, okay, that's what they want. Like if they're
Fine.
just be honest.
Don't waste my time.
Yeah.
That's why it was so in the documentary, the YouTube documentary, when Kyle was like, Chris needs to like just work at Applebee's or something. Like Chris needs to get a job at Applebee's. And it was like this one of the like comic relief moments in the documentary. But in my head, I was like, he can't be a manager at Applebee's. He needs to be a busboy.
Yeah.
He needs to be in back of house. He cannot have the manager position.
Hey, we got a few new hostesses.
Yeah.
Yeah. I might move you up to server soon if you.
No.
behave.
No. Go back to the dishwashing.
Yeah.
Well, I love to talk about that, and I also got a lot of nice comments. A lot of people thanking me for sharing the video. A lot of people who listen to Slobs saying thank you for sharing this. Thank you for constantly talking about it. I can't wait to bump into. But I did want to mention, I'm not going to get too into it, but he was supposed to do a show out here in LA at the Hollywood Improv, and Rolling Stone just did an article, and he's
That it's quietly been canceled.
quietly been canceled.
The Rolling Stone. You think he had Rolling Stone on his vision board? And he's like, boy, this isn't what I had.
But the rest of his tour is still on.
Yeah, which is like, okay, fine. I can't control. I can't control someone's tour schedule.
No.
If he needs to make money to provide for his family, who he's constantly betraying, so be it. But locally in Los Angeles, like, you don't need to perform here. There's so many talented comics. It's so, something about it being locally, it's like, no one wants to do, I mean, I'm sure there are people who would love to do shows with him still, but
I'd say
were
90.
doing
I'd
shows
say
with him just to be like, well, I'm opening for this person.
I'd say 85% of the comics in the city no longer do shows with him.
yeah.
They're, like when you see the show lineups he's on, it's the same people.
It's the same people.
It's the
Anytime
same
I've ever been on a show
people.
with him, it was like since the initial incident, it was like the sneak attack. The
Yeah.
drop-in.
Yeah.
But it's like locally, he doesn't need to perform here.
We're not
He's
short on
doing-
talent.
Yeah.
And like give other people a chance. Like no one wants to have to engage with him and have a weird conversation because not everyone's as straightforward as Steph. Like I remember being
I want to do a show with him. I'd be like, how are you? I talk shit about you all the time.
Yeah.
Steph Tolev on Instagram.
it's just, it puts comics in a really uncomfortable position.
Well, because it also just goes back to the same thing of like the power dynamic and why it's uncomfortable because you're like, oh, this person's more successful than I am, and now like because I also I'm like the same. Like I don't want anyone to like kill himself. You know, like I even like reached out to him initially.
Oh, same. I'm
And it was
so
like, hey
embarrassed.
man, I just was like, and yeah, I'm embarrassed too.
Oh,
'cause
did you?
right before the
I've never met him. I've
the
never
court
seen him.
document dropped
Yeah.
because he was always polite to me, and I just said, hey man, hope you're hanging in there.
Yeah.
And then immediately the court document dropped, and I was like, well, I was gonna have to unfollow that. Good.
Blocking.
Godspeed.
Oh, yeah.
And I wish you the good God.
Did he reply?
Yeah, he did. He was like, thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Oh, wow.
And then that came
Hey,
out, and I was
maybe
like,
he's a nice guy, and I've
No,
been
you
wrong
know
the
what?
whole
Like,
time.
Hey, two things can be true.
Honestly, he can be a nice guy.
yeah, let's say what no one's saying. Maybe people are incurable.
He also might be a flautist. He might be very good at the flute. We don't know.
Yeah, he's lowering them in like a Pied
Pied
Piper.
Piper, yeah. I'm sure he is a good flautist.
They're like, is that Lizzo? Tricked you. They thought it was a Lizzo concert, and it's me. Oh dear God!
Instead of his flute, it's an act out of a drunk girl, and
Yeah.
women are like, me, pick me, choose
That's
me, love
me.
me.
That's me. He gets me.
Oh God! There are so many good comedians out there. If you're struggling, looking for new content, hey, any of
Yeah.
us will help Rec. I can help Rec several comedians.
Yeah, also, there's only 52 weekends in a year. Any club you could fill in that weekend with someone who will do
Yeah,
decently. They'll do fine. They'll do well. Yeah, there's so many fucking comics. Like, that's the thing. It's like, well, we're not going to starve without you. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like, the
yeah,
club's not
yeah,
going to
yeah.
go under because you stop booking one person. And if it is, maybe look at your club because what's happening?
Yeah.
Speaking of clubs, are we getting to the end of this? Did we?
I think so. We're like
Okay.
starting to wrap.
Yeah.
Are you going to be at anywhere? Where can people find you?
Oh yeah. Okay. I'm on Instagram at not Allie Mac. My name is not Naughty Mac. Some people have
that's
thought
funny.
that. They just combine not and Allie, and
Never
they think
thought
my
that.
name is Naughty. It's not. It's NOTALIMAC, not Allie Mac. And I'm gonna be on my little tour.
Oh.
Yeah, so if you're a 17-year-old boy, stay away because I can't control myself. I'm going to be in Chicago.
See? Draw boundaries for yourself. Run
I know my
defense
limits.
on your own.
I know what I can handle and what I can. And if I see a 17-year-old boy in that audience, I'm going to go crazy. I'm going to be in Chicago, Texas, Michigan, North Carolina, Vancouver, Georgia, Sacramento, San Diego, Dania Beach. So please go to alliemacofsky.com/shows.
When are you in Vancouver?
I'm doing the
JFL.
Yeah, but I'm
Vancouver.
only going to be there on the 19th. I'm in and out.
Oh shit! I'm only there the one day too. The
I know. I
24th.
looked
God
through. I
damn
looked through
it.
the entire schedule to see if I'll like be able to hang out with friends.
Oh
and
shoot!
Nobody. Fuck.
Pat. I think Pat Regan. Do you know Pat Regan?
I haven't seen
Yeah,
him
New
in a
York guy,
minute.
right? Yeah, yeah.
New York. He's so funny. God, he's doing a show at the same theater as me right before my show, so I'm just gonna attach myself to him all
that's
day.
fun. Yeah.
That's what you do at festivals.
I can give you
That'll be
food
nice.
recs too if you want food
Please.
recs for
Yes.
Vancouver. Yeah, I got some good recs for you. And there's a store, a clothing store I'm going to send you to. It's called 8th and Main. Oh my God, I don't know why I'm obsessed with it. I think you'll like it.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, I love this.
Where are you?
And I'm gonna be in. I think this already came out when I was in Grand Rapids, so I will be in.
Are you doing Dr. Grins?
Yeah, January 12th through the 14th. But I think this is dropped by then.
Okay, I'm gonna be there later.
It's fun. It's a fun town.
Okay, cool.
I've been there a couple times. Good
I like
people.
Grand Rapids, yeah.
Yeah, and then I'm doing my show here on the 20th in the Belly Room, Joke Revival. See comedians give their old jokes new life. And February, I will be in New Smyrna Beach and Escondido. And then Slobs is coming to the Houston Riot Comedy Festival.
Yes.
And I will also be in Seattle. And then more dates to come.
I will be in Sacramento at Crest Theater, co-headlining with Craig Conant on January 27th. One nighter, pump for that. Then I will be in Dallas at the Addison Improv, February 10th to 12th.
I love that place.
Never been. I'm very excited. Never been to Dallas.
city.
Then never mind. I fucked a pilot in Dallas.
Happens to the best of us.
my memory. Then I'll be in Vancouver, just for last Vancouver, the 24th, 25th. I will be in Seattle. Early show sold out. Late show tickets, get them now hereafter. And then the 26th, I'll be in Portland for one night. Helium.
Yay.
And then that's that, and there it is.
Yeah.
So fun. Good dates. Good places.
Good cities, good towns.
Yeah.
Good towns. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for discussing my favorite topic.
No, that was really. It got my blood. It got my adrenaline. I was.
Yeah, I'm
oh.
like heated up.
It gets
Yeah.
me going. Also, just like when people are just so adamantly not believing any of the victims, I'm like, one of them has to be real. Come
Yeah,
on,
that's like-
there's too many to not believe.
Yeah.
And though that just is a separate thing that is so upsetting that it's
It's
like,
just
oh, you could just
upsetting.
be like, they are all liars. It's like, this is the world we live in. Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
I wonder why more don't come forward.
It's also the Photoshop thing. Quickly, Photoshop costs like $300 a year.
Yeah, I have the
I
Adobe
don't have
Creative
anymore.
Suite.
It's too
Well,
much.
and the fact this is the one thing that's bothering me that she's saying your friend photoshopped it for you.
yeah,
Who's
why?
that for? Why?
Yeah, why would they do that?
Yeah, also,
And you
in
would
her
also-
messages app,
Yeah,
you would
why?
also
Yeah.
know that about your friend beforehand because we all have friends who are crazy liars. Like my
Yeah.
boyfriend exaggerates everything, so whenever he tells a story, I have to like shorten everything. He'll be like, "There were 100 police cars outside," and
two.
I'm like, "Yeah, there were 2." So you would know that about your friend.
Yes,
Oh, this
yes.
friend is someone who does tend to lie. But
Yeah.
your friend, if your friend isn't a lie, there's no.
It's also there's.
it's
But I
also,
get it.
watch
You don't
the
want
doc.
your person. Yeah, just watch the doc.
Watch the doc.
yeah, also like just stop making people your heroes, especially comedians
Yeah. We shouldn't be your heroes.
or goblins.
Pick Celine Dion to be your hero. I don't know.
No, she didn't make it on. Never mind. It's a whole different topic. We'll go
Oh,
back to that next.
no.
That's next week. Visit dickatyourdoor.com and use the code SLOBS for 25% off chocolate dicks and other anonymous things you can send to people and
Yes.
ruin their day.
Thank you. Subscribe, like, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah,
Laura will be
reviews.
back next week. She's been away.
Yeah.
Laura will be back next
It's all
episode.
three of us. All right.
Bye.
Follow the podcast at SlobsPod. Follow me at Lara Bites.
Follow me at Steph Tolev.
Follow me everywhere on the internet at JMS Comedy.